Hey everybody, welcome to Diva Dads, episode I think 39. Kind of doing this fast and crazy. I'm Dana Martin.
I'm Rodney Bettis.
And I am unwell
Why are you unwell
Yeah,
again?
why are you unwell?
because you and I yesterday we got our second dose of the Moderna vaccine,
Yeah,
and Erin Top tried to warn me. She tried to warn me, and I was like, "I'm fine. I never get sick anymore. I'm okay." I am not okay. I've had a fever for most of the past 24 hours. I could barely walk. I'm not saying that I cried when I had to go to the bathroom this morning, but I might have cried when I had to go to the bathroom this morning. But we're good because we're doing Diva Dads now.
Are you
How
drinking
are you guys?
ginger ale?
Yeah.
100% awesome. How are you doing, Rodney?
I'm doing I'm doing okay. Yesterday I was on the struggle bus for sure. Um, man, I just so I got my dose at 7 o'clock in the morning, and most people told me that they were like, "Yeah, you got about 3-4 hours and it'll hit you," like a bus.
Yeah.
So I was able to distract myself enough at school that it wasn't too bad. But whenever I went home, actually the drive home, I don't really remember much of the drive home. And then whenever I got on the couch and I laid down, it just felt like I feel like there's some horror movie where the couch, like a bed or something, like swallows somebody. Are y'all familiar with that?
Well, Johnny Depp does that with I think it's a Freddy Krueger movie.
Yeah, Freddy Krueger. Like Freddy Krueger does that, or Poltergeist, or whatever. And they just sucks into the bed. That's what it felt like on the couch. Like it felt like the couch was just trying to just swallow me. And Mandy was like, "Dude, you should just tell Adrian that you don't feel good and that you're gonna miss rehearsal." I was like, "I missed yesterday."
Rehearsal.
So
I was like, we'll be fine.
yeah. Whenever I was laying on the steps on the back of the stage, just don't anybody talk to me. That's where I was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
I
got
got
mine.
I think it was one of my best runs.
I thought you were fabulous.
I thought you did good. I was watching you with your dance moves and everything. You were just a skosh off, like as you were watching
always
what the
a
next
skosh
move
off.
was.
There was one moment where you were just on the wrong side of the stage, behind. I was like, why is Rodney? Here's the panel. Rodney was just behind it. Just
Well, I still wanted to do my steps because I need the reps, but I was like, I'm not in the right spot. I need to be on the exact polar opposite of the stage. So yeah, but I still did my steps.
you did. I looked at Hannah and she goes, "Do you think he knows?" I was like, "He knows."
He knows. He definitely.
Well, and going across at that one point with you and you're always giving me grief. You're like, where are you going? Go, you gotta go. And then I'm just like, I took off last night expecting you to be right behind me, and I turn around and you're just now getting on when I'm about to get off of the freaking platform.
Yeah, I was a little behind.
It's all
things.
good. I was
Did you
telling
feel
Rodney.
loopy?
What?
I lost it.
Did y'all feel loopy? I felt like I was. I was gonna send my notes home. Because I was like, I need to go home. I'm not going to do notes. But then I started reading through them. I was like, these make no sense. My notes made no sense. And I try to be better in the second act about writing out what I was actually thinking. But I was glad everyone had a sense of humor about it, because I was like, I have these two words. Anybody have any clue what that means?
I was telling Rodney before in pre-show that when I got the Johnson & Johnson one, and that's just one dose, but it's like a mega dose. And that I felt lethargic, medicine heady, like you're taking Sudafed and stuff is what I kind of felt like for that next day. After that, it was fine. A little itchiness on the injection site, but outside of that,
Did you get a Band-Aid?
good. What?
Did they give you a Band-Aid?
Oh, yeah, they put a Band-Aid. I took it off. I mean,
Most people don't get Band-Aids because that's what aggravates them more than the shot.
really?
Look at that!
Yeah.
Look at that gorilla arm. It's
Wow.
gonna hurt me more to take that stupid Band-Aid off than to get the shot.
But yeah, that's one of the things that at the vaccination tables, they say, unless it's bleeding, don't give them a Band-Aid because it's going to drive them crazy.
I was watching a thing on the news the other day, and they put this little circle thing, and then they put the shot inside that circle. I don't know what that is, but it feels like whatever material that is, they just grab just a little bit of it and
it goes in your body. Yes, thank you. Yes.
So I don't understand. Like, if they tried to use it's probably some kind of like sterilization field or something. But I would say no, don't use that on me.
Well, like, I thought it's kind of cool that
a plain needle. How about that?
There's three of us four that have gotten the vaccine already, so that's good.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
It'll be Immunity Day. Rodney, you and I can have a party.
Well, hold on. I've got like 4 days left, and I'm
that's
good.
exciting.
Yeah. So
but we don't want you around.
I know. you got that other vaccine. I ain't.
We got the Dolly Parton vaccine, so there.
Oh my goodness.
So do you know what they say about your symptoms and what determines whether or not you're going to have really bad symptoms? Youth.
What? Youth? The younger you are?
Yeah, the younger you are, you have a stronger immune system, so your body fights it harder. So that's why Rodney and I feel so bad, and you didn't.
Rodney's not even a full year younger than me.
I'm young at heart, though, and that's what matters. Actually, part of my heart's only like 10 years old, so.
That's true. Yeah, there you go.
What?
Yeah, I've got a pacemaker. It's not very old.
Know that?
Yeah.
That's thrilling. Yay, science.
Yeah.
Yes, this is why I asked him whenever I was getting on blood pressure medication. Did you do anything like that? So
just trying to get in shape. Yeah, look at me.
Yeah.
I'm
speaking of, if I can celebrate a moment with you all, and all 4 people watching the show, I have lost since November of last year 26 pounds.
Hey, that's amazing.
Yes, to the point that my vest that I'm wearing for tuck is a little
baggy.
Little baggy, and that's fine. That's great. I like this shirt. I haven't worn in like a year and a half because I was like feeling fat in it. But look, it's like I love it. I'm no longer a sausage.
You're showing off that girlish figure.
Oh,
you'll be Rocky by October.
Maybe. But speaking of, that's what we're gonna do for our show this evening. Those of you that don't know. We're going to try to have some folks from Tuck join us. All of us are some way, shape, or form involved in Tuck. Even Mike, who won't be on stage or backstage, is doing a lot to promote our show. So, and I think he's in Vegas right now, totally there to promote our show. So
yes.
I'm glad.
You know, Susan and I have been going back and forth a lot on the whole SVOG grant and all the different ways that we qualify, all the different eligibility stuff. And so she's asking me all these things, you know, do we have someone assigned to this? Do we have someone to do this? And one of the questions that we have is if we have a booker or a promoter. And so we've named me the booker because I pick the shows and the people, and he's our promoter.
Yes, 100%.
Hey, that sounds good to me.
Yeah. All right, Rodney, what are you drinking tonight?
Right now, Kool-Aid. But let's make a cocktail because
let's do it.
It's super short.
I got some great music too for this.
I could not imagine drinking alcohol right now.
If you won't give the history, I'll give the history of this drink after, because I found it amazing.
Well, good. So this is a cocktail. This is an old cocktail. This is one that if you go up to your favorite watering hole and say, I would like a Marny, please, they'll look at you strange because it's not like it's a classic cocktail, but it's also one that has kind of fallen out of favor for whatever reason. And I really just love this. So this is Grand Marnier, and it's an orange liqueur, and I love it. Like, a lot of times I'll just come home and I will put it on the rocks and drink it because it's friggin' delicious. So I wanted to find some cocktails. I found a couple that kind of feature that Grand Marnier. So this one was one of them. This is one of the easier ones. So you're going to need a cocktail shaker filled with ice or a stirring glass. And you're also going to want to chill your coupe glass so that it's nice and ready for your cocktail here in a minute. I told Mandy the next time that we go to a hotel that we need to steal a ice bucket because I need an ice bucket. So my birthday's coming up, people, if y'all want to help me out. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so this is a gin cocktail. So I'm using Aviation like I normally do because me and Ryan Reynolds, we go way back. So you're gonna need 2 ounces of gin. They say to use London dry gin. I don't know if this qualifies or not, but it's delicious regardless. So 2 parts gin, 1 part Grand Marnier. Marnier. That's right. That's probably where the Marny comes from.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go. You're also gonna need some orange bitters, a couple of dashes there. So it's really simple. That's it. This drink calls to be stirred, not shaken. I don't know if it has to do with bruising or not. I just do.
I just still don't understand that concept.
I don't either. Maybe I'll research it and let you know next time what it means to bruise a cocktail.
Yeah,
I think it has to do with air, honestly. But I don't know. So it's a stir for a while, so it's well chilled. So,
Ronica, to answer your question, yes, wait till after the last weekend of the show.
What happens after the show?
She said that she should wait to get her second dose until the last weekend. And yes, that is exactly what you should do.
Yeah, if you can. I can't imagine like if we had an actual performance on Friday.
Oh.
As a rehearsal, I would have been in a bad way.
No.
So.
Oh, that looks yummy.
It's actually really good, and I feel like Dana's the one who gives me a hard time about the botanicals of gin.
Yeah.
Once again, if you were to just take, I don't know why somebody would drink straight gin. Maybe, I don't know, have a problem. But if they, but I know that if you just had gin by itself, but even in in a martini or whatever, you don't get those like floral things. To me, you don't. But gin, I feel like something always has to be added to gin to bring out that stuff. And so the orange, because Grand Marnier is an orange liqueur, it just kind of brings those botanicals, those floral notes that are about gin, and it's actually quite tasty.
Yes.
It's also one of those drinks that you're not going to be running back to the bar anytime soon because it's strong. So this is kind of a sipping cocktail. If you did too many of these in a row, you'd be in bad shape, I think. Which we'll see. This is my second. So there is a this is a Marny. And Dana, would you give us some history on the Marny?
Sure. So one of the things that I found when trying to look up what this was called, because it just didn't look like it was Marny, and I just thought for sure you're not going to try to have a drink like that. I found out that the book that this comes from was put out between the 20s and the 30s, 1920 and 1930, from the Savoy Hotel, I think is what it was, in Europe, in London. And I'm trying to remember this. And the book was named for the hotel, but there is something about. Sorry, I don't remember everything now. I feel ridiculous. But it had like almost 1,000 drinks in it, and it was kind of one of the first big huge books like this to go global that had all these cocktails from this famous hotel and bar that was in the hotel. And I just thought that was cool that this was one of those. Did you know this when you picked it?
I knew that it was from the book of. I knew about the book, and I knew it came from a hotel. I knew that that it came out around the 20s or 30s, which was I had forgot to say that because I was like, you know what? I think Angus Tuck would have had this drink.
Oh, 100%.
Peter Miles, because they would definitely still be around. I could just imagine them at a speakeasy in the 20s. With a little bowler hat on and drinking this and thinking about Winnie Foster back in the day.
Winnie Foster.
Speaking of,
shall
we?
Should we bring on one of our Winnies?
Yeah. Yes. I'm very excited.
I am too. This is going to be fun.
Did y'all know Jaden before the show?
Yes.
I think I had met her once or was she in any other shows? We'll ask her about that. Yeah. Hello, Jaden.
Hi, Jaden.
You're muted.
Hi.
All right.
How are you doing today?
Great.
Great. What'd you do?
I chased a dog because he tried to run away.
Oh, your dog?
No, my grandpa's dog that he left here.
Oh my goodness.
So
well, that's exciting.
So you're one of our Winnies in our show, Tuck Everlasting at TTC, and can you kind of talk to us about how you feel about being a part of the show, and especially being a critical piece of the story in Winnie?
Well, I'm just really, really excited. I love doing theater, and this is my first time actually having a main role, like a principal character in a show. So I'm really very excited about that.
Yeah. Are you nervous?
Probably. Yeah, I'm nervous.
It never goes away. Actually, I remember Adrian telling me once, like, if you are not nervous, that's an issue. Like, you should always have that sort of, let's do this, let's get this going and do it. Yeah, that's cool. Mm-hmm. I don't want to take up all the questions. I get to hang out with you a lot backstage. So,
So Jaden, Dana was just asking us before you came on, like, what shows have you been in? Because you've been on the TTC stage, and I was going to give a shot at which ones you've been in, but tell me the stuff you've been in.
The main stage productions I've been in Seussical, Matilda, and Frozen Junior. And then I've done a couple of the summer camps.
Cool. Were you
I love you in the summer camps.
Were you in the summer camp with Josie? Did you do the Alice in Wonderland one?
Yes, I did.
Sweet.
What were
White
you?
Rabbit.
Yeah.
White
Rabbit.
That was 2 years ago. Golly.
2 years ago.
It was?
Yeah.
Really?
2019, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was Sunday in the Park with George, where we had the raked stage, and so y'all got on that, which was so much fun. What's been your favorite summer camp?
Oh, that's hard. I actually really liked the one that we did recently, the one where we made it up.
Oh, those were
Like
so
the
much
whole
fun.
story.
What was
That
the
was
story
really
that
fun.
y'all did?
It was the Harry Potter one. The Harry Potter and Hansel and Gretel mashup.
Y'all were the ones that did Lost in the Woods, and that might have been my favorite dance
Yes.
the whole summer.
It
So
was so fun.
what is it like working with Paul Early every summer?
Oh, geez.
It's really fun. He's a great director.
What do you like about working with him?
He's really nice to everybody, and he makes everyone feel very included.
Oh, that's really sweet.
It is sweet.
Do you have a favorite moment in the show so far?
In this show?
Mhm.
Oh boy. It's so fun. I really love Partner in Crime, the dance. It's so fun. And then doing the wheel in the boat.
Yeah.
It's so good. I love that.
The harmony that you guys do together in the boat might be one of my favorite things. It's so good.
Yeah.
A lot of the
I love
songs
that
have
song.
like they have like just ending harmonies that are so simple but so beautiful, because the wheel has it, and also Top of the World has it.
Yeah.
I love the
Oh,
ending of Top of the
yes.
World. It's so good.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a shame that it didn't get more time on Broadway. I heard a rumor it was kind of going against Hamilton during that time too.
Yeah, there were.
Yeah, a
There's
couple of shows, that being one of them. So it
Yeah.
only spent like 30 weeks or something on Broadway. But it is a beautiful show. The music is fantastic. The choreography is fantastic. Just you can find the whole thing on a certain platform. You just have to know. Just hook up with me afterwards. I'll tell you where to get it. But it's fantastic though. I've watched it several times through to kind of get some ideas from the individual that starred as Constable Joe, Fred Applegate, who's a huge actor. I know that guy, or I don't know him, but I mean I've seen him in everything. So it's cool to get to see some of the way he does stuff. And I can't be that guy. I'm not old enough yet. So no, don't no.
There was actually an ensemble member in Hamilton, Neil Haskell, who's this very famous dancer. He was on So You Think You Can Dance. He left Hamilton to go be in the ensemble of Tuck Everlasting.
Oh my gosh.
And then went right back to Hamilton when it closed.
That's a financial miscue.
Yeah, that was a misstep. But
they were even like Tony nominated, and I mean, it's a great show.
It's a great show. I do think that like the Broadway production, like it's so much, and the one thing I took from it is that to me they kind of covered the story up with just a whole lot of fancy sets. Like it was too cartoony for me, and that's why I love about ours, and I love the way we've now adapted the set from the original design, is that it's not cartoony. It's very simplistic and minimal, so there's not a lot of fuss. There's just these wonderful characters and this beautiful story. That's what I like about our version.
Yeah, I agree.
Beautiful. Like I was looking at it today before I climbed, and I was looking at it from a completely different vantage point, from 18 feet in the air. But yeah, it's still beautiful. Like the talent that we have that paint, and we'll probably bring one of those talented painters in just a minute. But that paint on our sets all the time, we're pretty spoiled because they're able to bring stuff to life. You know, it just makes a lot of stuff that we do as set builders look a lot better because we have really great painters.
We do.
Absolutely.
Veronica just reminded, or your mom just reminded us, you played Scuttle in the Little Mermaid one.
I did.
And that's the part that I played when we did it on the main stage. And I don't think I knew you yet, but I'd been to come to see the show. And I was like, who is this tiny creature who's making me laugh so much? I loved that role. That was amazing.
It was fun. My mom painted a huge orange beak on my face.
Yep. I had these ridiculous like 1.5 inch feathered lashes, like on top and bottom. It was very like Tammy Faye Baker. I'll have to send you a picture because I look like Tammy Faye. It was a lot. Who you don't know who that person is.
Yeah, Jaden's like, yeah, Tammy Faye. Sure.
So what is it like working in a situation like this where you're double cast with someone else?
It's interesting. It's really fun because like I get to learn 2 different parts. Like the ensemble is also really fun to do, but it's also hard because I also get like half as much time in each of the roles. And like at the beginning of the rehearsals, we were having to like tag in and tag out. So there were some scenes that like neither of us got to, like one of us didn't get to practice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you feel better about it now?
Yes. Now that we're getting to like run it like through like each time, it's a lot better, but it's been really fun.
Yeah, it's been cool to see you both kind of do your own thing too. I've really enjoyed that.
There's definitely a bit of uniqueness to each of your Winnies, and I appreciate both of them. I think it's really great for the audiences. You know what, if you see one Winnie, come back and see the other Winnie, and you're gonna enjoy them both.
Yeah, I actually strongly suggest you do that. Like that's a really good suggestion because they are both really good, and they do bring their own stuff to the table. So in both parts, both the ensemble and the main role. So and I thought you girls are doing a great job. Like you know, some of the other let's say older people in the cast don't share as well. Y'all are doing a great job.
So I got to tell you, one of my favorite memories of being in a show with Jaden, this is the only show I've ever been in with Jaden, was she asked me backstage, do I get to kill you? And that's all I'm going to say to that. And I said, no, but yeah, you'll see when you come watch. She doesn't kill me, but it's fun. Look at her laughing. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yep. So how did you get involved in theater initially? Like what got you into theater school or TTC?
I've been taking voice lessons for a while, and I did choir, and I really liked singing. And then I just act around the house a lot. And how old was I? I was 9 when I did my first show here, and that was the Little Mermaid Junior. nothing really like just got me into it, but I heard about the summer camp and I was really excited and I want to do it. And from there, that's kind of what started it.
Mm-hmm. So,
and you've done a lot of work at Troop too, right?
Yes, I have.
Awesome.
Boy, more shows than I can count right now.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So any parents that are thinking about sending their kids to TTC for camp, here's proof positive that there's a lot of talent at those camps, and your kids will get all kinds of experience and let their creativeness just explode. So it's awesome. Did we have the other Winnie, I think, now?
I don't know. She said she didn't have the link.
Oh,
I think I see her.
I got her.
Did you bring her in?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Well, she just disappeared.
You just disappeared.
I didn't.
He's connecting to audio now.
Yay.
Oh, there she is. Hey! Yay! Oh, we have two cast members.
We got double.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Good. Have y'all ever watched an episode of Diva Dads before?
If you have to think about it, the answer is probably no.
The answer is no. And that's okay. That's okay. These guys are super old and inappropriate, so it's...
Whatever.
I am not old.
So,
but sometimes inappropriate.
Kate, hi. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good.
Good.
How was your Friday?
It was interesting. My parents left and I was with my cousins all day.
Where did your parents go?
They went to Austin.
Okay.
So does that mean there's a party at your house tonight?
They're back now.
Oh,
okay.
I got a story for After Dark about that very thing when I was in high school. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
So, Kate, we have been talking to Jaden, your partner in crime, if I may. And so we have a couple questions for you about the role. Like, what is it that you are excited about in playing Winnie?
It's just a really fun role, and I really like the character and her attitudes towards life.
Do you feel like it reflects your attitude towards life at times?
I think so. It would be what I'd want my attitude towards life to be most times. Yeah.
Is it weird to have your sister play your mom?
Not really.
Does she boss you around anyway?
Acts like my mom.
There you go.
Lauren, how is Little Mermaid going?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
We've had a few more rehearsals. Like this week we just blocked the like Le Poisson scene where the chef like comes after me with a knife.
Yeah.
So that was pretty fun.
Wait, what are you in Little Mermaid?
I play Sebastian.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's a new role for me.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun.
There's a small theater in Houston that I follow, and they're doing the Little Mermaid Junior 2, and they have a girl Sebastian, and I need to send you the picture because they made her look glam. She looks so cool. I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay, I need to see that.
Yeah.
So those of you that don't know, Lauren plays Betsy Foster, Winnie Foster's mother, in Tuck Everlasting. Yes. And so for the both of you, I guess, is this something that's a family affair with theater that, you know, it's just something all your family has done or in the past, or what's that about?
I mean, it's mainly here, scoot over. It's mainly just me and Kate.
Yeah.
That doesn't. I mean, our parents don't really have any sort of artistic tendencies that they have drawn on in the past.
Your mom was a dancer.
No. No.
Well, she was on
My dad can sing.
drill team.
Oh, that's good to know.
It is good to know. He sings mainly like country stuff.
Would he ever audition for a show?
No.
No. What about your brother? Does he do any acting?
Well, he's like in choir at school, and he actually has a really good voice, and I want him to do some things, but I don't know. It's gonna take some convincing. He's not gonna do it.
Kate, what was your first show at the theater?
It was Bye Bye Birdie.
That's right. Oh my gosh. We found a picture
done it
one
a lot
time.
longer than I have.
Well, and then Lauren, your first show was Annie, right?
Yep.
So dads, y'all don't know this, but do you know who was Lauren and Kate's nanny growing up? Y'all want to tell them?
It was Adrienne Rowell.
What? Oh my goodness.
I thought that was hilarious.
And y'all turned out okay?
She was a great nanny. But she was like the person who brought me to like Annie auditions. Because like my parents would have had no clue
Right.
what any of this like theater stuff was. And I was like 7 or 8 maybe. And she just brought me there, and she like took me to all the rehearsals and stuff. So my parents like had no clue like what we were actually doing. And then they just like showed up opening night, and they were like, "Oh,
This is kind of cool.
This is kind of cool. This is way different than what I thought my child was going to do every night. It's way better." So I enjoyed it.
Well, I got to tell you, like selfishly, there's several of the younger folks in the show that I've seen in shows like Matilda or Frozen or what have you. And I'm like, oh, that'd be cool to act with them. And I remember My Fair Lady acting with some younger folks. Like at that time, Lucas, I think, was like 15 or 14, like, you know, that was 3 or 4 years, like 3 years ago. And some other people, and I was like, man, this is cool that these kids are so talented and killing it on stage. And now getting to work opposite Lucas, and then working opposite you, Lauren, in a couple of scenes. Like, I'm real excited to see how you guys are not only have grown even since the shows that I've seen, but your ability to totally surpass my skill level in acting and singing and dancing. And you guys are just, all of y'all are just blow me away. So that's the setup for the question. What's been your favorite, I'd like for Kate to answer first. What's been your favorite show that you have been a part of at TTC?
Probably Frozen Junior.
Yeah.
Because that was when I started making really good friends at the theater, who I really connected with.
There's this group of you young ladies are just on fire. Between the two of you, Eleanor, Paige, like that whole group of girls, you guys are pretty incredible.
Lauren, how about you?
Probably my favorite show at the theater would be like Mary Poppins, because that was the like first show that I had like an actual like main role.
Were you a Banks girl? The Banks girl?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and then Henry played my little brother. So that was super fun, and yeah, that was great.
That was just a beautiful show too.
I would have just loved to have been able to eat cake like that in Matilda with Henry. I mean, that was fantastic.
Didn't really eat cake. He just ate icing. Gross.
It was all over his face.
Honestly, like, that was pre-COVID, thank goodness, because that was not very hygienic.
Henry was a trooper, man. That was amazing.
He was. He really, really was.
So, Kate, do you have any words of advice to other young people that are interested in theater? What would you tell them if they wanted to dip their toe in the water, so to speak?
Just do it because you want to have fun.
Yeah.
There's no need to do something that you not going to. I can't hear anyone.
Yeah,
And
totally.
She's really going to enjoy it.
That's cool.
Speaking of other talented young ladies, hey, Carabelle.
Who is that? Yeah, who was that? I don't know who that is.
That's my sister.
Hello.
Hi.
Carabelle, give me your best Cheshire cat smile.
Cheshire cat smile.
Give me your crazy smile.
Oh my.
So I heard you've been wanting to come to work days, Carabelle.
She can't. Can you?
Oh.
Mm.
That's
So
okay.
She
Adrian
has
has
headset
already
on.
been
That's
wanting to come to work.
amazing.
Yeah, Veronica was saying that Carabelle's been dying to come to rehearsals and come to work days.
So, if we go ahead and let our other young member of our cast on that's waiting to come on the show, I'm going to bring in Parker Greer, who is a friend of the show and joins very regularly in After Dark. And even in theater rehearsal, make sure that he knows that I owe him a lot of money for not being able to hold my tongue. Parker Greer, how are you
Jaden
doing,
and
sir?
Kate.
Hi.
Hi. We actually have something, guys, where if anyone curses on Diva Dads, it's $1 goes into the Parker Greer account.
Apparently, I'm leading the charge.
You are.
I just
sure.
want you to get a good, solid education, kid. That's all.
Parker, how was your Friday?
Good. Just getting to relax.
No school today, huh?
Uh-huh.
Must be nice.
Did you go to School of Rock today?
No.
Not today. Got any big
Last
concerts
night.
coming up? Oh, last night.
So
How
wait,
about you,
I have
Ben?
a quick question. Are all four of y'all, that is Jaden, Lauren, Kate, and Parker, were all of y'all in Matilda?
Yes.
I think so.
Oh my goodness! And another person jumping in was in Matilda also. That will be on here here shortly. Wow, that's amazing. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Carabelle is the one that had the stunt of getting thrown.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that. Oh,
That was wild.
the blonde hair, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember that.
How scary was that?
Well, it was fun. It was scary in the sense that if he drops me, I will go flying and hit a bunch of people.
They would have caught you. It would be fine.
Parker, what was your first show at TTC?
Matilda.
Yeah? That was your first show? Wow.
Uh-huh.
How did you find us, Parker?
My mommy actually won tickets to Mamma Mia
Oh,
with her work because there was like she had to guess a number and she was the closest. She guessed number 77 and it was 76.
Nice.
So we got to go to the show Mamma Mia, and that's actually the show that all three of the Diva Dads were in. And that's the
where
show
they
that
met.
got them connected.
Yeah, we all three were in My Fair Lady, but we didn't make that connection like we did until Mamma Mia. You're exactly
That's
right.
It's because, Mike was like a lead.
Oh,
didn't-
I know, and he
like,
still makes reference to the street where
Yeah.
you live and
Yeah.
all
and
this.
Dana was barely in the show.
I was
so-
barely in the show. I had a job. I had one job, and I failed miserably at it many times. So,
getting the rest of the quartet in line.
cat wrangler, yes, it was. And one of the cat is on wheels, and I still couldn't keep track of him.
And we
so.
still couldn't get him there.
Nope.
Yeah.
So, that's awesome, Parker. What? So you're doing some School of Rock stuff too. What is it that the future holds for Parker Greer? Or what do you want it to hold?
So I do have a concert coming up. And I'm currently doing lessons with Emma,
Oh, I
Oh.
love her.
Carrie's best friend.
Yeah, Emma.
What's up,
You,
Caden?
you used to take lessons from Carrie though, right?
Yeah.
hmm What's been your favorite show that you've been in so far at TTC?
It's absolutely Matilda. Because that show actually got me into theater, and I wouldn't ever have all these friends, and I wouldn't feel like it's a family if it weren't for Matilda.
Parker, you're not supposed to make me get all misty-eyed, but you're doing a good job of it. But I think even, you know, backstage, I mean, like I was joking with Jaden about, you know, oh, I don't get to kill you. Like, you're right. It is like family. I think you guys would agree that just being in different shows together, but having the same common thread of TTC is extremely important. And the whole point of community theater is sharing those experiences together. As I stated, like seeing all of you, like I saw all of you on stage in Matilda, and then now getting to work with all of you, it's just awesome.
And it's also like herding cats.
It is like herding cats. My goodness.
That's what community theater is.
Yes.
Parker, what's your favorite part of Tuck?
It absolutely is the song Time, because that's when I get to melt hearts. And I recommend to bring tissue.
I was having
because it makes everybody cry.
Yeah, I was having that exact conversation with the girls in my house. I was like, whenever you come see the show, you better bring that box of tissues, because and we were talking about that scene, because I was like, there's a scene where Parker's in it, and y'all are gonna cry. And
I'm not supposed to look at Parker. I'm supposed to look at Benjamin, and I'm just like, how am I ignoring this?
Yeah, I don't watch it. I just know what's happening. So if I watch it, I know I'll cry. So I don't watch it.
And for those of you that don't know, you will see Parker Greer as the Toad in Tuck Everlasting, and do not misunderstand the importance of Toad in Tuck Everlasting. And I'm gonna start crying just thinking, but you know, it is what it is. Let's move on to another question or something.
Yeah, last night it was a combination of just like the fever and also general exhaustion, but I did not make it through Time last night.
Oh, Time was really good last night.
It was.
Yeah, Benjamin, like I was thinking about this with Benjamin. Carrie and I were talking about it when we were early on in rehearsals a few weeks ago. You know, this show would have been amazing a year ago, but on the other hand, it's really nice that we had this year. Not good that we had this year, but for the show, everyone matured so much. And like Benjamin would have been great a year ago, but now, I mean, he's grown so much as an actor and as a vocalist. And like, I'm seeing the same thing in all of you guys. Like, you guys have grown up so much in just a year. And it's almost like it was the right time to do the show.
Yeah, I think the theme of the show coming out of the pandemic, or on the tail end, hopefully, of the pandemic, I think it's important that we're kind of putting on a show that addresses issues like your life and what you're doing with it, and why it's important that you do very positive things with it. And yeah, I don't want to get too deep, but it's a great show. Gosh, please, I'm telling everybody to go see this show, not just because theater company, but because it's just such a great show. So it's a great book. Have you guys, any of y'all, seen the Disney movie, or read the book?
No.
You two.
I want to, but I haven't.
Yes and yes. But we have the book.
You haven't read the book?
I read the book when I was in school, and that was like, you know, horse-drawn carriage, you know, to get to school, uphill both ways. And I remember that story being one of the things that I remembered my whole life. And for those of you that don't know, my stepson, who passed away a few years ago, this was his favorite story ever. And it was rough on me. And then having the opportunity to be in a performance of his favorite story, it means so much to me. And I'm glad I'm not anything but the comedic relief, because I don't think I could make it through some of those scenes if I were Angus or someone else. So It's a great show. We have another person sitting in here ready to come on that was in Matilda also. And we're going to bring...
I'm in a Marvel rewatching kick right now.
Yeah,
and I watched Doctor Strange the other night.
Great
and
movie.
even... It's fine. But Tilda Swinton like has this line about how it's death that gives life its meaning.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, look at you.
Daniel, how are you doing, Mr. Hill?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys doing?
All right. Welcome to Diva Dads.
Thank you.
Daniel, I don't think I haven't seen your face in so long. This is so weird.
I know. I was just thinking that, like, I made the comment earlier in the chat about Rodney's mustache, and I'm like, I'm literally right here for partner in crime, and I never see anything from like here below.
So I've seen your Twitch every now and then, and you have this big fabulous beard. And yes, was it yesterday when you pulled down your mask and showed me you had no more beard? And whoa, yeah. So you were in Matilda with all these fine folks, huh?
Yes, absolutely, and an absolute joy to work with each and every one of them.
That's awesome.
It was such a good show. It's such a brilliant adaptation. Oh gosh, I got to see it on Broadway, like right before it like boomed, like right before the Tony announcements. I got like a single ticket and I was in the second row, and that whole opening of Act 2 with the When I Grow Up, because on Broadway, the swings, when the big kids got on them, they would drop them a little lower and they would literally swing out over the audience on their stomachs. And I was just like, like ugly crying, because most of the times when I'm there, I'm seeing shows by myself. So it's just like this weird, like solo experience that I have. But yeah, that one broke me. And right in front of me, there was a Russian family with a kid, and the parents both fell asleep during the show. I wanted to.
What? Huh?
You could tell they were the tourists that's like, all right, well, we're supposed to go see a Broadway show, so we're going to go see a Broadway show. But they clearly didn't care.
Ugh.
And they, like, the dad was snoring at some point.
Oh, my gosh.
Completely unacceptable.
They'd have rather been home watching the telly.
So, Daniel, how did you get involved with TTC?
Okay, so I've been like grown up in theater since about the 6th grade doing operas, and when we moved here in 2017, I really wanted to find something, and so I think I Googled it or something and found the theater company. I was like, that's what I need to do. And so when it came time for Beauty and the Beast auditions, I was like, absolutely, this is what we're doing. So showed up and never left.
That's amazing. Well, you never left, past tense, however, future tense.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
That
And
bums me out.
I'm not going to get emotional, but my first show, My Fair Lady, you were one of the principals, and I thought, who is this guy? He is freaking amazing and hilarious. That your version of Mr. How do you call it? Was it
Colonel
Pickering.
Colonel Pickering.
Colonel Pickering? Yes, was I just died, and of course I'd seen the movie. I'd never seen the musical, the Broadway show, but seeing you play Pickering was fantastic.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was Crazy Old Maurice.
Mm-hmm.
And then Marichek, because you had this
Marichek.
weird kick of only playing characters with M names.
Yeah, old
For a while.
men or M names.
Yeah.
And it's technically still going because I'm understudying Miles.
Yeah.
That's funny.
You're understudying like 3 characters, is that right?
2
Just
characters.
2.
Yeah, but you know a lot of Angus, right?
Yeah,
Oh, that's true.
Thank goodness.
I did block 2 of Angus's scenes.
Yeah.
Good for you.
So this show has been an incredible adventure, and I've been very glad to be a part of it.
Maybe that this is your last show at TTC, as far as we can see for now.
Mhm.
And we want to get everything we can out of you while you're here. So,
Right.
That's rude.
so do you have any memories with any of these folks from the Matilda days or other shows?
Gosh, well, I was just thinking while Lauren and Kate were going, my first show with them was Big
Oh, wow.
in 2018, and that was a lot of fun. I remember one day backstage, Lauren was having Kate show off her Baby Dory impression, and I almost died.
Wait, we're gonna need to see this.
Yeah, what is this we're referencing here? I have no reference point for it. Please share.
All right, come on, Kate.
I don't know if I can still do it, but it was awful. That was the worst. I would do my Baby Dory impression, and then I kind of got obsessed with it. And I had this like balloon. It was this blue balloon that I like colored as Baby Dory.
Whoa.
Wow.
Y'all okay?
And then Beth came in and she popped the balloon.
Oh,
who did?
Purpose, and then I started crying.
Beth? Oh my gosh, what a jerk.
Wait, Beth, like Beth?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
She's mean.
That was like 8-year-old me, and I was devastated.
Oh,
Have you told her that she devastated you with the balloon popping?
I think she already knew that she had.
Well, this is more fuel for my fire, and I can't wait to bring this up with her and let her know that she's mean to children.
do you not remember the story we told the other day of she was meeting Aaron Top for the first time, and the first thing she said was, "I really hate kids," and Aaron was like, "Well, here are my children."
Yes.
All right, Kate, give us some Baby Dory.
I don't know. I don't think I still can.
It's okay, Kate. We're live. Just
We
playing.
can let you think on it.
I was just playing. So yes, you caught that Daniel does understudy for Angus and Constable Joe. Those are the two official understudy
Miles.
spots.
Miles.
I'm
and
sorry,
Constable.
Miles and Constable Joe. A little bit of Angus, and but his role in the ensemble is just like I'm gonna struggle with being in the same dressing area as him.
As the clown?
Yeah, that one. That's yeah.
Yeah. So Jaden, Kate, Parker, just so you know, if you feel the need to have some fun backstage, Dana has a fear of clowns, of dolls. Just throwing that out there in case
I got a
anyone's
clown
interested.
ornament for Christmas from wonderful Parker Greer. I didn't even know what to. Oh, geez. See, yeah. Thanks, Parker. Yep. You know, I can put you back in the waiting room.
Wait. So
Dana, it's a pot.
I see that. It's got a
that
cactus
is
in it.
really creepy.
That is quite creepy. And the doll has hair now, but at the time it was like the old man horseshoe on the hair on the doll on stage. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
And it was very bizarre.
And I want to just go on record that I think that Dustin in playing Angus should look like John Amos from Coming to America, and that you should put a bald cap on him and have little side that's what Mr. Tuck, Angus Tuck, needs to look like.
So we're struggling with what to do with his hair for the final scene when they come back and it's like 1960s, because Shannon threw out the idea of him possibly wearing an afro.
Oh, come on.
We also suggested his Soul Brown wig.
No, Soul Brown.
Okay, let's just say that the Tuck's hair doesn't change over time like anything else. Let's just go with that.
I'm fine with that. Wait till you see the shirts that they're all wearing, though. They're pretty amazing. It's
Is that in the script that they come back in the 1960s, or did y'all just choose a date?
So, well, it just depends on how old you think Winnie was when she died. So it could be 50s or 60s, but when Cynthia came out in that like really tight blue mod dress, I was like, no, that's not. I was like, if they're in the 60s, she's not wearing like a fashion forward mod dress. Like she is going to be a flower child, like Mother Earth. And so we actually found a dress that I wore in Best Little House in Texas during one of those scenes, and it fits her. So it's beautiful. It's like this classic, like it's kind of 70s ish, but it's fine. It's going to be beautiful.
They're reading her tombstone, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, they could read her tombstone now, today.
True. I think I just didn't want to make it comedic. Like when that dress came out, I was like, no.
It didn't work with everybody else either. So yeah.
Dustin in his Soul Brown hair or that ridiculous Jerry curl wig that y'all found. That was awesome.
So I want to ask another question of Daniel, if I could. You being in the roles that I've seen you in, I don't want to say over the top, but like those characters are very profound and over the top characters that I've seen you in. What is kind of your place in the ensemble, and have you kind of developed your ensemble character in such a way as well? That being a reflection of your personality, or are you just kind of feel? I just want to kind of get some insight to who you are in those characters.
Well, he's really channeling Pennywise.
Oh God, no, he's not. He can't be.
If I'm being truly honest with you, Dana, it's really just something that I just kind of feel. I don't really usually need to take a lot of time to really sit down and consider what the character does. It's just something that I go with, and it kind of works. To be honest.
So in the ensemble, as opposed to being a principal, I've only seen you as a principal. So how are you channeling that stuff that we just said into that character?
So we'll take
so
take the clown for instance.
Yeah.
Like the shoes really help with that. I was telling Alana last night that, you know how clowns, like, they have that funny walk. I always thought it was just like part of the clown persona, and so everybody walked like that. No, it's not that. It's because you have to walk like that in those shoes.
Seeing you dance in those shoes and Partner in Crime, I'm dying. I'm rolling. It's
one of the scariest things.
It's so impressive, though. And also, I cannot believe that we're reusing that suit. Like, who knew that suit was going to come back into play?
I totally grabbed it in the dressing room, and I go, "Oh my God, Daniel, this is yours from Matilda!" And you're like, "Yeah, I'm wearing it." Oh,
I specifically asked for it.
Oh my God.
When I heard I was going to be a clown.
Oh,
yeah, it's kind of fitting.
Rodney, how do you feel about wearing your suit from Rocky Horror again?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I'm in the wrestling unitard thing. I'm fine. I was actually thinking about I need to, and I didn't get to go to dress parade, but I'm thinking that I probably like wrap my wrists, like power lifter kind of wrist wraps, maybe my knees. I was thinking that I need taller shoes. Like I need, because
you need some boots.
Yeah, I need some of those like high lace up boots,
like wrestling boots.
Yeah,
wrestling boots.
Wait, tell me what you did with the bowling ball today, because I was half asleep and not really following you. So
the just to pull the curtain back to all you people who don't know stage stuff, the barbell that I have is made out of styrofoam and a piece of like PVC, and it's falling apart, first of all. And so I was like, it's almost impossible for me to make it look realistic because it's not heavy. Like, it's the opposite of heavy. And so I was telling Mandy today, I was like, what I need to do is take 2 bowling balls and put them on the end of a rod, and then it's not like crazy heavy. I mean, bowling balls are, like 16 pounds or whatever, so it's not crazy heavy, but at least it has some weight to it, so that whenever I'm moving it around, it's got some weight to it. So I am going to, since bowling balls already have like thumb holes in them, I'm going to take a piece of aluminum or steel tubing or whatever, and I'm going to glue the thumb holes, going to glue them to the end, through the thumb holes, spray paint it all black, and it'll be more like traditional, like old school weights.
And this is the beauty of community theater, is that we get to be so creative, not just within our characters, but everything our character even touches. It's amazing. I love it.
What?
What? You disagree? Like,
I'm so tired. I'm not following.
yeah, you're not listening. Anyways, that's no
I'm
different
listening.
than any other day.
Complimenting my creativity, I think.
Daniel, any words of wisdom that you could pass on to these youngins that are experiencing and exploring their theater stuff? I don't know what I'm saying.
I guess I would just say take every opportunity you can and don't let go, because you never know when your last chance is gonna be. So seize every opportunity and live it to the fullest.
That's awesome. It's great. We've had some other guests that have talked about like their dream roles, but they've aged out of them. Things like this that happens in theater. And so if you have an opportunity, and even if you don't get that role, like, you can say you did it. You can say you tried and don't have any regrets. So that's awesome that message is still coming through, even with Daniel Hill. We have another person that we can bring on real quick that's been waiting very patiently, and she just went away. Oh, no. She doesn't even know that we're talking about her because we're on the floor in the... Hey, Beth! We were talking about you, Beth, but you're muted.
Wait, we need to have... Kate, this is your chance. You get to have this confrontation.
Do it, Kate. Yeah, unmute yourself, Kate, and do it.
From you.
Beth, there's a situation that you need to atone for.
Oh no, what did I do?
All right, Kate, what did she do?
In Big, you popped my Dory balloon.
Oh, I do remember that. I'm sorry. That was a bad time. All the kids kept fighting over it. It was awful. And I was like, it's just no one's balloon if it's everyone's balloon. No one could share it. I'm so sorry.
Solomon the Wise. We'll just destroy
Kate, do you accept her apology?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
You can say no.
So for those of you that don't know, even though it says Catherine Thomas, this is Beth, who is our lighting extraordinaire. I've tried to work on some lights. Rodney worked on some lights. It's not fun being so high. However, I think Catherine also has worked on lights. We're doing a lot of light work at the old theater. Catherine, say hi. Catherine's in the ensemble. And who is that?
And Nathan.
Nathan. What?
We're making him do the tall boy thing.
Good for him.
Yes.
Good for him.
He's awesome. He's also a Disney prince, fun fact. He looks like one at least. He looks like a Disney prince. Wait, take your mask off, Nathan.
We're far away. We're fine.
How do I zoom? Can I zoom? No.
You need me to get closer?
Isn't he a Disney prince?
He's so dreamy.
Wow.
Nathan was instrumental in me getting my first dose of my vaccine.
How was that?
He was right.
He works at the vaccine hub.
Yeah, he's one of the volunteers, and he held my hand and helped me whenever I was going to cry.
Yeah.
So,
Did you get a lollipop?
No,
I did not get a
lollipop.
You did well.
I didn't get a lollipop, but that's okay.
I had someone have a complete breakdown on me the other day. Like, she said when she sat down that I'm supposed to tell you that I'm not good with needles. And I was like, okay, don't worry, we got you. And as soon as like she saw the needle, like she turned around and gripped my hand and started like heaving and crying. It was awful.
That's a lot.
It was a lot. We had to sit with her for a little while.
I'm thinking that what causes that? I don't really understand. Like, I think this is all back to like childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Like, because there's no reason for you to be there. It doesn't really hurt. Like, at most, there's lots of things in your life that hurt a lot more, and even things that you do on a more regular basis that hurt a lot more.
Yeah.
And I just don't get it. Like, what?
It's completely involuntary because I mean, there's been people that pass out every day.
Yeah.
And it's not because it's like they're not afraid of the needle. It's just this involuntary reaction.
Their body says no.
So
Yes,
I will tell you, like,
the first time I pulled a needle.
What?
I'm diabetic. Anyone who's watching it doesn't know. I'm diabetic. I don't do heroin. Yeah. But the first time I pulled out a needle, Connor was like, "Oh no, a needle," and I was like, "It's okay. I'm not gonna stab you."
Had to have that conversation real fast.
Yep.
So when I had like anytime I get an IV or anything, like I'm the dude that's like, oh, cool, and I'm like watching it or blood drawn, whatever. Like I'm like, this is cool. The only time I've ever gotten crazy on a needle is when it goes around my knee. Because when I was a young lad, I had it drained a few times so I could continue playing football. That was a dumb decision on my part, but that's for another time. So when I was 40, almost 40 years old, and had jumped on stage during a performance when I was a musician. When I was a musician, I'm still a musician. I have those guitars.
Nobody believes that.
Anyways, and I landed wrong, and this was the first night of a 5-show weekend, and my knee just exploded. So when I come Monday after all the shows, I didn't jump anymore, by the way. I had it drained, and if you've never had that done, don't. If you have had it done, I'm sorry, because it is not pleasant. And the guy, I hadn't had it done in 30 years. He pulls out this needle. It's like this long. And he's like, we're going to get under there and we're going to suck that out. And I went white and clammy and cold. And I was like, oh, like freaking out. I watched the IV go into my arm. But when it comes to getting around my knee, I died. I don't know.
I don't like to watch it go in, but it's not, I don't know. I just don't have, and it's also like we were talking about fear of heights because you got up on the ladder, right, Dana?
Yeah.
And actually, Adrian yelled at me because I don't know if you even heard me, but whenever she was like, Dana's like not having like this is. I feel bad because Dana's up there and he's like talking to himself to try and like talking to keep himself from freaking out.
I had to psych myself up to get that last step and reach to grab onto something.
Oh,
it was.
I'm totally with you. But I came in the theater and I was like, Dana! And Adrian was like, no. If she was closer, I know she would have hit me. But Seth was there today, Catherine's husband, and he put it perfectly because I can get up on that 18-foot scaffold is higher than the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so
that glorious creation.
Yeah, that right there.
Y'all put another platform on top?
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so whenever you get on that top platform, you're higher than that orange ladder. And so I was up there, but I was fine up there because I am not concerned about that platform falling, about the, all of the techno wizardry that went into making that scaffold. Actually, I guess that's old technology, but I have a lot of faith in that technology and how it's going to hold me up. What I do not have faith in is my ability to, if it's all on me, if I have to make sure that my feet stay on that narrow little like step at the top and hold on with my other hand, that's the part that makes me nervous. Yeah. Like I can stand up there and it's fine. I can take pictures. I can look down or whatever. It's fine. I mean, that thing wobbles like nobody's business.
The other thing too, and it's good that we have some younger folks here. You younger folks can do things like, risk taking that I did as a child, or as a young teen or a young adult. That today at 45, I'd be like, no, I would never do that because I could die. And you don't think that when you're younger. You're like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and if I die, then I go out in a blaze of glory. But now you're like, oh, I got bills and I got insurance, but I've got some other things I need to take care of. And like it breaks you in your mind. You're no longer this crazy daredevil. You're.
He also said an adult though. So like...
Wait, what?
Nothing, Dana.
So speaking of Catherine, any show I get to be in with you is more pleasant than a show that you're stage managing, just because you're great at stage managing, but I just always feel like I'm in trouble and doing something wrong.
You are.
Thank you.
Maybe that's because you are.
No, Rodney, you know what I'm talking about. You always like crap.
Yeah, and you are.
And I.
Maybe because I'm actually in charge of you when I'm stage managing versus when I'm just in a show with you and I'm just sort of around for you.
Like in
maybe.
Mamma Mia, where you said, Dana, that's wrong. You have to do this step this way. Yes. So either way, you're always giving me instruction and direction.
I confided to Beth. Was it last night, Beth? I don't know. All my days are running together. But I
I think
confided.
it was last night.
Catherine was my first stage manager, and then Beth was my second stage manager. And I distinctly remember going home and telling Mandy, I don't like my stage manager. She's mean. Like, Catherine was super nice, and my new stage manager, Beth, she's mean. And, like, I love Beth, and she's awesome, and I don't think she's mean. But at the time, I did. So, there you go.
That was also during Sunday. That was just like a rough point of life for all of us.
So, Catherine, have you been in shows besides Tuck with everybody on this Zoom right now?
I mean, in a show?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been in shows with a lot of the people that are in this call.
And when did you start coming to TTC, and what brought you there?
I came to TTC in 2016. Yeah, it was my first show was Best Little Warehouse.
Nice.
Like what you did there.
Yeah. That was my very first show. It was the last show of the season. And then I literally have done something for, I think, every single show since in some capacity or other.
You're a trooper.
Yeah. If not like at least like one workday or something, but I've been in touch every single set since pretty much. You want to go up?
Is that healthy?
I mean, maybe.
Did Beth say no?
Yeah, Beth said no.
I know the
I know
feeling.
my limitations.
I know the feeling, Catherine.
So do you think you could, I know you're busy and you're working up at the theater, which those of you that can kind of get a little sneak peek behind her there, that's where we were talking about the painting and the art, and it's just beautiful stuff being painted. Do you have a memory of any of these people or all of them that you'd like to share?
Well, let me see.
We've got Jaden, Daniel, Kate.
I think the first show I did with Jaden, was that Susical? Was that your first show, Jaden?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, that was my first interaction with Jaden. I stage managed that with Brittany Green.
Oof.
I think I put a gobo up here. And guys, I don't know if you know, Jaden has some pipes.
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah.
She was the baby kangaroo, which is normally just a puppet.
Yeah.
But Andrew straight up like casted Jaden and then like split some of the role from Kelsey to Jaden as well, so that we could use her as instead of just Kelsey having this little puppet and it also being her, because Jaden's voice was insane in that song.
Thank you.
Caitlin, do you want to go up and talk from up here?
I can do that. Hold on a second.
We're in the middle of an interview. Beth. Oh, hi, Beth.
Listen, I need hands.
I know. And here we are goofing off having a show. I know, right? I'm sorry, Beth.
When you talk about me being mean, this is me being mean. I do not care. I love y'all, but we got stuff to do.
Yeah.
Is there a gobo up there, Catherine?
Oh gosh, I'm gonna be sick.
Catherine's gonna hand you a gobo next.
This is just what I've been doing for the past like 2 days.
Climbing
Hi,
through.
Kaden.
Yeah.
How you doing, kiddo?
Let me see.
Daniel.
Are you excited? Are you excited to come see the show? You know, normally at this time, I'm like checking Vendini to see like where we are with ticket sales, but I have no idea because we don't have Vendini anymore, so
No.
I don't even know how to check tickets.
Thunder Ticks.
Probably good. It's probably crazy.
Honestly, though, like, so I had to do an interview with WTAW the other day, and they were like, "What capacity are you doing?" And I was like, 100.
Yeah. Yeah, we've yet to
even though-
solidify that.
I mean, I know that we're holding tickets every show for season ticket holders. I don't know. It's like some people are convinced that like everybody's gonna come. Some people are just convinced that nobody's gonna come.
Well, on a positive note, CDC has said 3 feet instead of 6, and that helps us with putting a space between everybody. But
those shutters can be opened all the way as well.
Wait, what?
No,
He's
don't
talking
mind
about
me.
lights.
Oh,
Background noise from me. It's fine.
okay. Give me a memory of Kate, Catherine.
Kate, I think the first show I did with you was Little Mermaid, right?
Yep.
She nodded.
Is that correct? Okay. I remember Kate being like one of the tiniest people in that cast. There was so many tiny people in that cast. Like, I think it was Royce Pine was also in that cast. I think he was the tiniest of the tinies.
And he and Henry were turtles.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
Because Little Mermaid was in 2016. Like, that was the next show after my first show. Yeah. So this is my second show at TTC. Keith and I get cast as the eels, which to me was hilarious because Rainey didn't know that I had been singing with Keith. Yes, I had been singing with Keith since I was 6 years old.
Oh, wow.
Like, we'd been singing in various forms since then. But he had no idea that we had that sort of connection. And so it was hilarious when he was like, yeah, we're going to put both of you as the 2 little sidekicks.
That's fantastic. What about Parker Greer? Have you been in a show with him before?
I stage managed Matilda, which was Parker's first show.
Yeah.
And yeah, I made sure that we didn't lose Parker in all of the chaos backstage and made sure his desk was in the right spot. And
I can't even imagine what it was like backstage at that show because I had 2 kids in that show and my youngest that was just here, like, yeah. And then, yeah, I can't. No.
It was a lot.
I mean, it's bad enough having, like, stage managing, I don't know, My Fair Lady, and having all these very strong-willed people backstage trying to do what they think they should do. I could only imagine Matilda and all of those kids being strong-willed as they are. Yes, yeah, I'm talking to all of y'all that are on this call too. But that's
the
a good
kids
thing.
weren't the problem. The kids were great. We never had to worry about the kids being where they were supposed to be. It was all the teenagers and the like young 20s that they were the mess, right?
Oh, like Hannah Ferguson, friend of the show.
Like literally half the cast was 16 and under.
Wow.
Everybody above that, I just counted as an adult in my head.
Yeah.
Like I don't even, you can drive, you're an adult. Like that's how it's gonna work. Normally for shows that size, we have 2 stage managers. One's usually like the head stage manager, but there's usually a co. We were gonna have originally 2 people were signed up to like do it, but they were new. And so Adrian had asked me to like, would you be okay with like being there to like be in charge and like show them how we process things? And I was like, yeah, sure, that's fine. But I will be gone one Saturday of performances. She was like, oh yeah, we'll have these 2 people, they'll be fine, it'll be fine. And then like within like the first, what was it, week and a half, both of them ended up having to pull for various reasons. Okay. So it was just me.
Will you angle the light?
So then we ended up recruiting Brittany Green, who was helping with costumes, to like during tech week to be like, I need another person, like I need another body on the other side of the stage. And then I created a checklist with pictures for Adrian to have because she stepped in for me one full Saturday when I was not there. And we even had like an accidental trial run because our sound guy got sick one Friday. Oh. So I ended up running sound and was on headset so that Adrian could hear me as I was walking her through the checklist that I had already created. And she was like, I do this now, right? I'm like, yes. Or no, don't do that now.
It's like all the desks had to be set up in a certain way. I mean,
the kids are usually pretty good about like, yes, this is where this is supposed to be. And if they know where it's supposed to be, they by the end of it, they're pulling it ahead and I'll go ahead and doing it. So that helps a lot.
So what about what about Parker? What was the first show with Parker? Matilda 2, right?
Well, yeah, that's what we were talking about.
We just asked about that.
I did? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So you know what? All right. We're getting towards the end of the show and I'm at that point. What about Daniel?
My first show with Daniel was Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
we talked very little in Beauty and the Beast. Daniel wasn't really in a lot of the like major scenes that the ensemble or anybody else was in. It was usually like him and a couple people on stage, and like that was it. So my first like conversation with Daniel was like whispers backstage of like, hey, can you help me move this set piece real quick? And like wiggling a table or the well through the door backstage during like the Beauty and the Beast title song. So it's real quiet, and we're trying to wedge this giant like set piece through the door and not make any noise. And we did it like every night without fail, with like very little vocalization. And so that's like my first memory of like interacting with Daniel, is the fact that I was just like, hey, can you? And yeah, okay. And we just picked it up and moved it. And that was it. It was great.
Someone who just does what you tell them. That's amazing.
Yeah, those people are great. I just want to point out to our faithful 7 or 11, however many it is these days, that Catherine is much better at this game than Mike is.
Oh yeah, where's Mike?
I don't know.
Vegas,
I think.
Vegas.
This guy's got his own life. Diva Dads are just a second thought. So, you know.
Is it even second?
Maybe. He said that he had a cameo for us. If we give me one moment and I'll pull that up. 1 second. Let me share screen.
All right.
I know, right? What are we doing here? But yeah, that'll be fun. Here we go. This was what Mike sent us instead of him being here.
Yeah,
okay?
I don't know. Have we watched this?
I haven't watched it.
I haven't watched it either.
Maybe that's an
what
issue.
You know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze. When these people.
Very good. Sometimes TikTok soundtracks are not good.
I don't even know what that was, but okay. Yay, Mike. He made the show.
That's a typical Mike.
Yeah, top at the very top front of like where the
Thank you, Catherine. Thanks for muting.
Thank you, Catherine.
Shouting orders.
Does anybody else have any sort of parting words for people that might watch the show about Tuck? Anything you want to say about Tuck?
Or questions for the dads?
Or questions for the dads? All right.
Dana, why are you afraid of clowns?
You okay?
Your minds want to know.
So I did go to the circus when I was young, and I don't know what it was about 30,000 clowns piling out of a car and seeing all their faces made up a certain way. I felt like they were hiding something.
They are.
They
always are, Dana.
Like, and
they're hiding their feelings
deep down. Like as an 8-year-old seeing this, it frightened me because I'm like, these people are gonna kill me. So now, well, if you've seen It and Pennywise, like the whole spider, like I hate spiders too. So the fact that he's a spider clown thing, like it just, like makes me sick to my stomach. Ever since being 8, I remember actually a clown coming to school when I was, middle school and doing some, presentation or something. And all I could think of is I've got to get out of this auditorium because this thing's going to open up fire and just shoot us all. Like, I don't know what it is about them.
What are you talking about?
Clowns, man, clowns. They're hiding something and they're going to kill us all. They're going to unite and destroy us all. I don't know. I can't stand them. It freaks me out.
Dana, have you ever seen the movie Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
No. And I know this movie, but no, I will never see that.
You're not alone.
I'm not alone? No. There's plenty of people that are afraid of clowns.
My mommy also is afraid of clowns.
Is that why the ornament is now at my house?
There's a really cheesy 80s movie called Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and it is hilarious. It traumatized me as a kid, but like in a weird good way, and I have it on DVD because it just makes me laugh now. But what the clowns do is they like kidnap people and they're literally alien clowns, and they wrap them in cotton candy like cocoons and then like suck their blood.
See, this is why you don't trust a clown. A carnival man can't be trusted. Okay,
But
this is like the
it's
theme of a
ridiculous.
portion of the show.
How could you make a cocoon out of cotton candy? Like that would not hold anything.
Sure, it would.
It's alien cotton candy.
It's thick enough.
Dana.
Okay, can we just throw this out here, Dobby? Can you please not address me
as
in
Dana
the show as Dana, or like when you're giving Dana? I need you to no. No.
Oh, you don't like that?
No. Oh, I love it. Never mind, Rodney. I love it. You should do it all the time.
Something that I don't know if everyone's noticed. So you know how in the Red Theater we have stuff hung up from various shows? One of my favorite things that Kate has ever done is when she was in Big, she was part of the Kopecki's family. So you were Jackson's like little brother. So we did a family picture with like Michael Prince and do you remember who the mom was?
Nicole.
Was it Nicole?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't see it, but I've seen the picture.
We have their family photo in the Red Theater, like outside the men's dressing room.
That's Kate?
That's Kate giving my favorite smile.
So
ever.
I noticed that today, whenever I was walking up there to find the bowling ball, why is it so high up? Like it's the first time I've ever, well, maybe the second time I've ever noticed that picture because it's hung at like, I don't know, 9 feet in the air. Who looks up there?
I think it's because there happened to be a screw already hanging. And when I wanted it hung, someone was like, oh, cool.
It's like
Done.
John height.
No, it's way taller than even John.
Really?
Yeah. Like John may have put it up there, but like.
We love you, John McMullen.
I'm moving that picture to somewhere where people can actually see it.
Dana, how does it feel to have your name repeated over and over in the show?
I hate it. Like it's not like you would think. Like as many times as we've sung that, like I'd get used to it, but you don't get used to it, and it's no.
It's just really funny.
It's no. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying that, but I'm not. So.
Well, and I call that the step where you do the like step in the front and then step in the front on the other side. I call it the Dana step. So yeah, because it's the Dana. We almost always start with the Dana, like it's almost always starts that way. So it's just the Dana step. That's what it's written in.
So now that egg has been cracked open, those of you that watch the show that want to go see Tuck. Now you're going to chuckle when you see this because of the whole Dana na, but please don't chuckle. Just enjoy the show. Don't worry. They're not singing to me. We're good. But yes, Dobby, please refrain from saying Dana na. I need you to go move that, pull that, whatever.
I'm not going to do that.
Thank you.
And neither am I.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Guys, thank you all so much for joining the show tonight. This was really fun, especially the fact that I'm looking at Matilda people. Like that's amazing that it worked out that way.
Yeah, so. And if this show should be a really good selling point for Tuck Everlasting because the talent just on this call, minus the Diva Dads, is amazing. So, and they're worth seeing. And you could also come and see the Diva Dads trip over ourselves. We're good at that too.
Quite good at that.
Yeah.
Dana, when you turned around and walked right into the rocking chair, was that yesterday? That made me so happy.
Well, wait, are you talking about when I was talking to Betsy at the end and the man in yellow? Yeah. So Hugo on one side, I tried to move away from him and I hit,
That was great.
I hope that never happens again because I literally thought I was going to fall down.
Literally?
Okay.
I mean, I don't know how you would figuratively fall down, but whatever.
Oh my God. All right. So I guess we're going to try to wrap this up and move into After Dark if Adrian can make it.
I'm out.
You're out. But honestly, it's been great. It is great every night to be able to hang out with you fabulous folks and sing with you all and act with you all. I love it. And especially like being like an old dude, you don't get the opportunity to work with very talented kids like we're getting to, and you all are very talented. I've told you all that a time or two. So thank you all so much for joining, and being a part of our show and promoting this wonderful show, Tuck Everlasting. Please get your tickets at theatercompany.com/tickets. And we'll see y'all then. What? That's not it? That's right.
Yeah, link. Just go to theatercompany.com.
It's /
and then click on
Tuck. Okay.
It now says like Thunder Ticks and a bunch of numbers.
Are you done?
Yeah. Follow us on social media.
Dobby, any parting words?
No.
Or Dobson.
All right. Well,
I gotta go to bed.
We open on April 9th with Tuck Everlasting. We won't have a Diva Dads, as far as I know, for a few weeks because we'll be doing that. So join us in After Dark, and we'll see y'all in a few minutes. Thank you all for joining. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
You know that